Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we are going to stretch the Bolt range to the max. I currently have a 32-mile drive to get home from where I'm currently at, and I have an estimated range, let me just slow down here for a second, of minimum of 30, max of 44, and an estimated average of 37 miles before I need to completely charge the car because the battery will be completely dead. I am in northern New Jersey. Currently it's about 62 to 63 degrees outside. The trip back home is like 95% highway. So we're gonna be doing speeds of 65 or so. You know, I'll keep it to around 60, 65. Let's do two things. One, let's see if the Bolt can make it. And two, let's see what happens when you get very low on range. I haven't experienced that yet as far as, you know, what kind of indicators will come on as the range gets that low. So we're gonna find out together. I came over here to the IKEA in Paramus to get a desk, and I found something I liked. It was one of these, kind of like a table desk, but you can raise it higher or lower. So it was a sit stand, and I really liked it. However, when I got to the self-service area, it was temporarily unavailable. They only had one actual tabletop, and they did not have any of the frames. So I drove down here, and I wasn't able to accomplish what I wanted to get at the store. However, maybe we'll put a cool video together which will inform and educate anyone interested in a Chevy Bolt and how far you can go. Right now, my little trending indicator, I'm dead center at 36 miles, and we have 31 miles to drive. This is gonna cut it close. It's gonna cut it real close. We're basically on the Garden State Parkway here, only for about one exit, and then we're gonna get off here, hop on Route 80 West, and take that all the way home. But it's gonna be interesting because on the way here, there's a lot of downhills because I'm up in the mountains more than where I am currently. So on the way back, it's gonna be a lot of uphill, which is not gonna be good for range. Right now I'm at 21 miles remaining, and I'm at an average of 34 with a minimum of 27. I'm driving in regular drive, I'm not in low. I kind of feel like low on the highway is counterproductive because you don't roll as well. You know, so on downhills and all, it is gonna slow you down a little bit. Now you'll regain a little bit of battery that way, but you're not rolling the distance. So, you know, I don't know the exact calculations there, but it seems to me like it would be better to be in drive. And I could always use my regenerative braking paddle to slow down, like I will right here as I come up onto this exit ramp. And we just went orange, showing 27 miles and 34. So that's the first time I've seen that since we got the car. Now that's still well, it looks like three bars of battery. And we're showing a minimum of 27 and a maximum of 40 and an average of 34, 28 miles to go. Currently doing pretty much the flow of traffic here at about 62 miles an hour. 27 miles remaining, 32 average. So we have a 5-mile buffer as long as I don't start trending the low end of that spectrum, which is 26 miles, which is exactly what we have left. We're starting to trend down a little bit towards the lower end of the spectrum, which is at 24. We got 25 miles to go. I'm guessing this is very similar to a gas engine where, you know, like our Chevrolets will get to your estimated range will get to about 30 miles left, and at that point it just shifts to low, and you're kind of on your own as far as your range at that point. Now I've drained gas cars down to like virtually nothing. You know, when it's on the 30 miles and it shifts over to low, I keep my eye on it, I reset the odometer, the trip odometer. This way I can see exactly how many miles I've driven. And you know, I just kind of go for it. And I've gotten well below the E on a lot of vehicles, which is good to know because if you are out there on the road, you can kind of tell, you know, when that light comes on, how far you can still drive. This will be all new to me with the Bolt because I've never had it to this range before. We have 24 miles to go. I'm at 29 average, 28 average, it just dropped with a 22 minimum. So at this rate, I might have to push the car home 2 miles. In addition to driving very conservatively, I also have no climate control on. It's a comfortable day out, so I don't need heat or air. So we're saving a little bit of range for that. And we are currently at 27-mile range with 23 miles to go. So we're at 4 miles as far as a buffer, 22 on the low end. And we haven't gotten to the main uphills yet that I'm gonna have to deal with. 21 miles to go, average 25 with a minimum of 20. We're trending slightly towards the low end of the spectrum there. All right, we got 20 miles to go with a minimum of 20 miles and an average of about 25. We're trending slightly lower than our average at our current pace of 65 miles an hour. You know, you just got to put in your mind that you're going to make it. You know, don't even look at the gauge. Just try to concentrate on your driving. Make sure you keep that ring on the display as green as possible so you know you're getting the best efficiency, and just go for it. I mean, we're at exactly 19 miles left with a 19-mile minimum range, 4 or 5 mile buffer. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. I hope we're gonna make it. Once I pass this truck here, I'm gonna get over to the right side because this guy's right on my bumper. And unfortunately for him, he's not gonna push me to go faster, because if he pushes me to go faster, I might not make it home. We just lost 1 bar of orange, a charged vehicle soon light came on, and it chirped maybe like 5 times, like a little bing, 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 bing. I didn't catch it on video, but it just happened. We are right on pace. We have a minimum of 17 on the range. We have 17 miles to go. And in other electronic news, we currently have 40% battery life left on the GoPro, so we should be good there too. I gotta think that GM put some sort of a buffer in here, so if you rely solely on this gauge, it's got a little bit of reserve or something left in it. You know, I really don't know. I have driven a Chevy Bolt to where there is no bricks lit on either side of that gauge, one for gas, one for battery. I have driven it where both were completely gone, and you know, not long, but a few miles to get to a fuel station. This is a little different, and our buffer is getting smaller. We have 16 miles to go. We have 14-mile minimum range with an 18 average. I'm getting slightly worried because we do have a rather large incline in a few miles that's surely gonna burn up some battery. This is where it gets a little dicey. I mean, you know, I'm in the speed limit zone of 65. I'm doing 63. I'm in the right lane. The majority of traffic is probably moving like closer to 70. We have a minimum range of 11. We have an average of 14, and we have 14 miles to go. I gotta be honest, I don't know that I'm gonna make it. Does the car just shut off? Does it just... Propulsion power is reduced. Okay, so now we have low, we have minimum range, and we have propulsion power is reduced. Doing 62 miles an hour. I still have 13 miles to go. I'm gonna clear my distance. This way I can see exactly how many miles I'm driving. I'm doing 61 miles an hour with a rather large hill coming up. All right, so it's now blinking low with 1 bar left, about 1.5 miles or so past where it said propulsion reduced. This is crazy. Why did I do this? I may end up on the side of the highway calling roadside. I got 11 miles to drive, unfortunately with a rather large hill, 2 rather large hills on the way. I just gotta hope that when it went to low, it said I still had about 12 miles to drive. So I've driven 2 of them, so that means I have 10 left. And I have 11 miles to go. This is crazy. Let me first get myself over to the right lane in case we have to pull over. This just came on, low power mode. The vehicle battery is low. Would you like to use low power mode to conserve energy? You can exit low power mode by pressing the radio power button. I'm gonna say yes. And it looks like that just turned off the screen. And I don't know what else it does. I'll have to look it up. This is the big hill. So again, we're gonna move over to the right lane and keep our fingers crossed. I'm gonna try to dial back the speed a little bit, stay around 60. The ring on the speedometer here is all green, so we are getting the best efficiency. The light officially is now off. It just says low. There's nothing lit orange. There's nothing blinking. I still have 8 miles to go. No range, according to the gauge. I'm at 62 miles an hour, call it. I don't know. Put it out of your head and just keep going. Being super, super easy on the throttle, trying to coast as much as I can. We do have 2 more hills to climb. Not as big as the last one, but this is crazy. I gotta imagine that the car's really gotta start chiming a lot to warn you that it's gonna stop. Or does it just shut off? I mean, it can't just shut off. You would think it would start beeping like crazy. I got that reduced propulsion message. However, I really don't feel any difference in normal driving, keeping it, you know, 60, 62 or less. 5.5 miles to go. I'm praying at this point, man. I'm so close. I don't want to not make it now. We have 5 miles to go. This is another little uphill. I'm gonna try to keep the speed back. We're 8.3 miles since the gauge went to low and we no longer showed an estimated range. At the time it was about 12 miles. So we should, like, legit, if I've been conservative enough and the car has a little bit extra that you don't really know about based on the way the gauges are programmed, or the car is programmed, I should be okay. 4.3 miles to go. I had that excited, nervous, scared feeling. We're 3.8 miles away. A little bit of an uphill here, and then we're gonna coast down, bank to the right, get off the exit, cross the highway, pull into the parking lot, and there's the charger. 3.5 miles to go. But that feeling's right here. You just feel it in your chest, that nervousness, that anxiety, because I'm so close. Uh-oh, I'm feeling the reduced power. All right, so right now I'm climbing this hill. I'm doing 59 miles an hour and the car's fighting me a little bit. It's letting me do about 18 kilowatts, no faster. So I'm starting to feel that reduced propulsion. I am so close, 2.8 miles away. A little bit of a downhill here we can coast. Heart's pounding, I'm not gonna lie. What it felt like is when I'm trying to hit the throttle to accelerate to climb that hill, it wasn't letting me. So as you're starting to feather the throttle, you can feel the car holding you back. That's that reduced propulsion. So like I maxed out at about 56 miles per hour and I was very gently doing it. Luckily the roads aren't that busy. I got nobody really behind me. I have 2.2 miles to go. This is my exit up here. I just have to get off this exit, get to the left lane. Hopefully the light is green. Although at a stop, you're not using much battery, so it probably won't matter too much. We have 1.9 miles to go. This is crazy. We're gonna make it. We got 1.5 miles to go. 1.5 miles. Now we do have our light up here, and hopefully that light is green, so I don't have to slow down. Now, if I do have to slow down, obviously I'll pick up a little bit of regen, which every little bit we can get will help. Now I'm confident. I'm confident we're gonna make it. Light's green. We are 0.8 miles away. We show for no battery at all on the gauge. We're 12.5 miles since the battery system went on low. And at the time, it was exactly about 12 miles remaining as an average of what you can get. 1/2 mile away. Here's the exit. All I gotta do is cross this intersection, pull into the parking lot, and plug her in. All right, we got a green light. Time to go. Folks, it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking real good. Check it out. No battery left. 13 miles since it said low. Level 2 charger. All right, guys, we made it. That was awesome. A little nerve-wracking towards the end there because I really did not want to get stuck on the highway and have to call roadside and AAA and OnStar and have the car towed somewhere. It would have just been a nightmare. But I really wanted to see how far the car can go. So it looks like it was pretty exact, that low range or that mid-level indicator on this gauge said about 12, 13 miles remaining when it went to low. I drove 13 miles since that point in time on the highway at like 55 to 60 miles an hour. On that one uphill, we really did feel the reduced propulsion because as I was trying to accelerate to climb that hill, I could feel the car being held back. The computer wasn't allowing it to over accelerate in a sense to climb that hill. It was keeping the speed down a little bit to conserve power. We also had that conserve power mode come on, which when I said yes, it just turned everything off. So I guess all non-essential accessories and things like that at that point would be off. But we made it. We're still here. We're idling right now at 1 kilowatt. I guess you'd call it idling, even though it's electric. We made it. I'm going to go in. I'm going to edit this video up. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got any value out of it or a laugh out of it or it was fun or it was cool or whatever, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content if you're interested in Bolt videos, Chevrolet product videos, dealership life videos, and the occasional running video. I'm going to start putting some of those in there as I run these marathons and half marathons and things like that. But for now, let me charge this up so it's ready to go, and I will see you guys in the next video.